What up, gang? Braden here, and as promised, it's been a little bit, but I think now I'm ready to share my testimony. We're back here at the park, and it's beautiful out here, it really is. But first off, just want to talk about Nicaragua a little bit. Man, I literally had one of the best times of my entire life. I really felt at home while I was there, man. I mean, I planned on going for a week, I said. Ended up staying for 3 weeks. Man, it changed my life. It really did. It really did. It was awesome. If anybody in locally, like y'all actually know me, y'all want to go, something like that, man, text me, hit me up. I'm ready to go. It changed my life tremendously. I'm actually starting more stuff in my church in order for us to be able to start going out and actually evangelize more. I'm hoping that we can get that started in my church. I'm starting to teach more, starting to get back into it, starting to get back into the Word a lot more. I mean, I read the whole book of James while I was in Nicaragua, and that was a good book. I mean, I'm definitely going to take some lessons from that and maybe hopefully share them on here. But I think right now in my life, I'm planning on being a missionary, letting God lead me, obviously. But right now, this is my mission, is to share the Word through here and to understand and to help people be able to share the gospel, be able to understand how to share the gospel. So before I get into my testimony, I just want to kind of share the gospel with you, and because I had never done it for Nicaragua, and me and a guy named Ray Henley, he is one of the guys that started Open Hearts Ministries, which is the ministry group I went with in order to get to Nicaragua. It was like 85% of Christians have never shared their faith in their life, and the number one commission that God gave us is to go share our faith so that we can bring others to Jesus. And I've always been too scared to, But here's the thing about that. The scaredness, all of that, all that stuff that you feel that you're just scared about it, I mean, think about it, man. Who cares? I mean, we only live this life for so long, and then guess what? We die, okay? Everybody dies. We don't know when it's going to be. We don't know how it's going to be. We all die. And the thing about that is when we die, we either go to heaven or we go to hell. That is the Christian faith, and that's what I believe. And if we're too scared to share our faith, we're too scared to share the faith that we have, that could be the only time that person ever hears about it, or the only time they really understand it, because they're in a moment right now where they're like, maybe they prayed about it. We had many things like that. We're like, man, we've been waiting on y'all to come and talk to us. Man, they got saved right there. That's the kind of stuff I want to explain to you. So, sharing the gospel. The gospel is very simple. It's just the word of God, okay? So what is sin? Okay, sin is the bad things of the world. Sin happened when Adam and Eve first took a bite of the apple, okay? Sin came into the world. You were born with sin. We are all sinful, okay? Sin is always in the world, and it is inevitable, okay? You can't prevent sin, okay? It's going to happen. But here's the thing. Sin separates us from God, okay? This is sin. This is God. They can't connect. They're separated. It's out of the way. Sin separates us from God, okay? But here's the thing. God loved us so much that he sent his only son. His name was Jesus Christ. He sent him down to this earth, and Jesus died on a cross. Now, here's the thing about that. I say that so easily, but Jesus was nailed to that cross. They nailed his hands to that cross. They nailed his feet to that cross. It says that they tore his flesh from his rib cage, man. And he was beaten so badly that his mother couldn't recognize him. And he did that because he loved us so much, and he died for our sin. And it makes no sense, but he gave us one simple rule. We have to believe in him. We take a step, just believe that happened. Believe that that's real. I mean, there's got to be a creator somehow. Believe that happened, and just ask him into your heart. Okay, you ask him into your heart, ask him to save your soul, and then guess what? You're saved. You have eternity with him. But also with that, Jesus will change your ways. Jesus will change you. We have many people there that were like, man, I just don't think that I'm ready. I just don't think that I have done too much, I just think that I need to wait till I'm ready, okay? God wants you now. Come as you are, okay? He wants you now. And you don't know when you're going to die, man. Like, you don't know when that's going to happen, So you could die right now while you're watching this YouTube video that I hope you're watching. And if you are, I appreciate you. But you could die right now, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's just you never know what's going to happen. So put your faith in Jesus. Accept him into your heart so you can save your soul. And if you want to do that right now, man, it's very simple. I'm feeling led to do this right now, but it's very simple, okay? You just bow your head, you close your eyes, and you say a simple prayer. You say, Jesus, I'm a sinner. I know that I'm a sinner, and I'm sorry for my sins. I want to ask you right now to come into my heart, save my soul, and I want to make you the Lord of my life, God. Please change me in ways in order so I can live with eternity with you, God. That's what I want. And then you say, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. I mean, it's that simple. You don't have to say it exactly like that. I mean, I'm not telling you how to pray, but I mean, it's that simple. It's just to ask him to come into your heart and save your soul, that you know you're a sinner. You know that he's real. So anyways, that was important. But let's get back on track because I'm not trying to make this a super long video, but my testimony, okay? So I always grew up in church, you know. I actually like Bible studies, you know. I played football growing up, and I led Bible studies and football. And, you know, I was a good kid. I really was. I was a good kid. I did good things, you know. I literally, like, I did everything in the church, you know. Like, I was in the youth group, played guitar, you know. Like, I was in the church. I was a good kid, okay? That was all good, okay? But here was where I messed up, okay? Throughout playing football, I was really bad at football when I was younger. And I put a lot of time, and I went to the gym, and I started working out, and I put a lot of time into football. And football became my idol, okay? I had football here, and I had Jesus as a close second, okay? Here's the thing. I just graduated recently, and, you know, growing up, everybody wants to play college football, but I actually did want to play college football. But then, you know, things happened. I understood I wasn't going to play college football, okay? I ended up having an injury with my knee. I just wasn't good enough to go play college football, okay? It is what it is. After that happens, you can't do anything about it. Football comes to an end at some point for a lot of people, so that was my time, okay? When football ended, man, I was heartbroken. The Bible studies failed. I had no direction, you know. Like, I didn't have, like, I've always been in a leadership role with my church, and I just didn't have that, you know. With football, I've been in a leadership role. I didn't have that anymore, you know. I had nothing, man. I had nothing in order, like that I was living for anymore, because I was living for football. You know, I always lived for the Lord, and I always did good things. That guy's truck is really loud for no reason. Anyways, hey, that's the devil, man. Come on. But anyways, you know, I was always living for the Lord, but I always had football above the Lord, okay? And I believe that's why it took it away from me and made it to where I wasn't able to go play anywhere in college. So I ended up doing this, right? You know, football ends. So then I started hanging out with, you know, not the right crowd, you know. I got involved with some, like, you know, guys I'm still friends with today. But, I mean, it wasn't good for me, you know. Those guys I went to school with. And then when I started hanging out with them, man, it started out just one time. I would drink a little bit with them. Because I'd always hang out with them, but I'd never done that kind of stuff, you know. I'd drink a little bit with them. And then I'd start drinking more, you know. And then I started smoking a little bit. And I started doing both of them at the same time. And it gave me a way out. It gave me a sense of what I could do in order to deal with the pain of football being gone, man. Yeah, that's really why I did it. That was the whole reason that I did it, because I lost football and I lost myself, and I had no direction. So that's what I started doing with my life. I started doing all those bad things, man. I started drinking, I started smoking, and it became to where it was a lot. Like, I did it a lot, okay? I did it a lot. So then one of my good buddies, that, you know, he's a good friend of mine, and he is kind of like half the reason that I am where I am today. And there's a lot of key points. Basically, when I was doing all this stuff, right, I prayed to God when I was like, God, just leave me alone for a little bit. I was like, obviously, like, I still believe in you and stuff, but I wasn't living for him, man. I really wasn't, and I knew that. And I was like, God, like, you took football away from me when that's what I wanted to do, you know? And I have no idea what I'm doing with my life, and I'm just done with you for a little bit. Just leave me alone. But here's the thing about God, his grace, man. Even though I prayed that prayer, right, there was points in my life where continually, time after time, that he still showed up in my life. And I can give you clear examples because I remember it. And every time I knew it was God, but I continued to do what I was doing, okay? So there's a lot of key points going in the middle. That'd be like a 30-minute YouTube video, okay? I'm not trying to do that to you. So I continue to do the things I'm doing. I see God in my life. I see the things he's doing for me, and I feel conviction in my heart. That's how I knew I was saved. I had that conviction in my heart every night when I went home. I was like, I know what I'm doing is bad. This is bad for me. And I just didn't care. I just kept doing it. That unrepentant sin. And we'll talk about that in a later video. But as I continue to do these things, my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, let's go on a mission trip. And I'm like, I mean, I guess, man. I was like, I had nothing better to do, you know. I was like, I mean, maybe this is good for me, you know. I went on that mission trip. Like the second night, this preacher over here, or he's a youth pastor. He preached on identity. When he started preaching, me and my buddy looked at each other. And when he got done, man, I went to the altar and I just prayed. I prayed for a while. And I remember it because he started preaching on identity, and then God spoke to me that night. He was like, man, you've been putting your identity in the wrong thing. You were putting your identity in football in so long that when football was gone, your identity failed, okay? Because you weren't putting your identity in me. Our identity needs to be in the Lord, and mine wasn't, okay? That was where I failed. So I go back to the hotel room, and I just pray. Like, God, take anything and everything out of my life in order for me to pursue you, okay? I was like, open doors for me, show me a way out. The next day, my girlfriend that we had been dating a pretty long time. She calls me and she breaks up with me. Okay, there's a lot more that goes into it, but she broke up with me, and that broke my heart, man, because I had not been treating her right with the things I've been doing. I really hadn't been. I've really been treating her bad, but I still loved her, and I just was selfish, man. That's what it was. And when she broke up with me, it broke my heart. But I prayed that prayer, and I haven't shared that with her or anything, because obviously that's between me and God, But that's why He did that, man, because that really did break me. It did. It hurt a lot. But I was still determined to keep pursuing the Lord, So I get back home, and the night I get home, I'm really tempted to go out and do that stuff again. I'm like, okay, it's fine. I'm gonna go to the gym and work out some of this anger that I have, that I can't do this stuff, Not really anger. I would say that's a bad word. Let's back it up a little bit. Not anger, but kind of like that temptation. I was like, I need to go work this off a little bit, So then I went to the gym. At the gym, I see one of my buddies that I've been doing that stuff with, and then I could have been went out and did that stuff again, but I didn't, because I knew what the Lord was calling me for. So what I did was, that's when I told him the truth. I was like, listen, man, I'm just not gonna be able to do that stuff with you anymore, man. I was like, it's just not gonna be able to happen. I was like, I still love you, man, and I still want to hang out with you, but I just can't be doing it right now. So then I went and talked to that same youth pastor that preached on identity, and I told him what I'd been doing. I just admitted everything to him, man. And I had met him 3 times before this. We went to the gym together. I seen him occasionally. I knew him, but I didn't know him, And I'm sure he's watching this, so what up, buddy? But I went and admitted all this to him, and this is what he told me to do. He told me to take a month and let God open doors and see what happens after a month. Man, I did that, and I'm telling you right now, it was crazy that he said that, because when he told me to take that month, I was like, okay, I can do that. So I started getting my word again, started doing the things that I knew was right, started getting really into the gym again. And then God started opening doors like this, man. He started opening those doors for me in order for me to pursue him. That's when the trip for, I got offered to, in order to teach the youth in my church, I got offered many times. I got more Bible studies going. I got to meet with more people, and we got to talk about Jesus, man. More conversations started being useful again about Jesus. And then the doors opened for me to go to Nicaragua. And I was like, bro, what? Why would I go to Nicaragua? I was like, I didn't get the money for that. It's expensive. And I'm trying to figure out my job situation. So I was like, man, there's just no way. But then, man, I paid for it out of faith, because I had been so worried about money. Okay, that was the first time I ever did something out of straight faith to God. Obviously, we have faith that we believe in Himself, but I never put that much faith into something where I just submitted it all. I was like, all right, God, this is the money. I don't know what to do. I don't have this money. I have it to spend, but I need, it would be nice to have it too, So I was like, all right, God, I've been so focused on money, not you, that here it is. Here's the money. Here's the bread. Okay. Then my grandpa ends up paying a lot of it back. My church helped me supply that money, and I only had to end up paying $200 or $300 in order to go to Nicaragua for 3 weeks. I planned on going for a week, and I went, and then a guy named Charlie Brown, really, really good dude, man. He offered to let me stay, because I'd been praying about it. I was like, God, just keep opening doors for me, And then the second or third night, Charlie asked me to stay, and I experienced crazy things in Nicaragua that I will share when I give later lessons. But I experienced some crazy things, man, and there's power in the gospel, okay? That's what I want you to understand. There is power in the gospel, and the gospel, it's just powerful. It changed my life when I started preaching that gospel, man. It's insane. I can't explain it to you, but God stayed in my life. He picked me up where I needed Him, He picked me up when I was at my lowest point. He picked me up. He said, Brandon, I got a plan for your life, and look at me now, man. Probably 4 months ago, I would never see myself here recording this YouTube video. Okay, God has a plan for your life. He had a plan for my life, and He can save you, man. No matter in the sin that you're doing, He can save you. Okay, that is what He does. His grace is insane. He died, listen to me, man. He died on a cross for us, man. He died on a cross, and He doesn't owe us anything, but He still loved me so much that in my darkest time, that's where He met me, man. I had been living for Him my entire life, and then I quit for, it was 4 or 5 months where I just was I was an idiot. And then He picked me up in my sin and told me He had a plan for my life, and He showed me ways out, and He showed me things to do, and He gave me a way out. So that is my testimony, man. That is how I am here today. God opened doors for me. I got to spend 3 weeks in Nicaragua, and the gospel changed my life, man. It really did. So I got to do all that, and now I don't know what I'm gonna do in my life. I'm letting God literally direct my entire life, because my plan actually was gonna be to be an airplane mechanic. I was supposed to move in, or not move in, but like I was supposed to go to work in a different place, like hours away from here, and it was the plan for my life, man. But when Jesus gets a hold of you, he really gets a hold of you, and he can change your life, and it's good for you. It really is. Okay, it's a good thing. So that is my testimony. That is where God met me. That is how he found me, and why I am where I am today. So just remember, I'm gonna keep posting like probably once every couple weeks, maybe once a week, once every 2 weeks, something like that. But I've got multiple lessons that I'm ready to share. I can't wait. But just know that I love you guys. And if you have any questions, man, comment them, reach out to me and anything like TikTok, anything you got me on. I'll answer everything. Okay, I'll answer any questions you got. Okay, but again, I love y'all, and peace out.